So this is typically a 6 marks question, and you've been given 3 vectors and you have to show that they form the sides of a right angle triangle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say let A vector be equal to this, right? B vector be equal to this, and let C vector be equal to this, right? So we now have 3 vectors A, B and C. So the first rule is that if I have to show that they form the sides of the right angle triangle, I have to prove that, right, A vector plus B vector, right, plus C vector is equal to 0. The sum of these 3 vectors is 0. So how am I going to do that? So now let's add these 3 vectors. So I've just written the 3 vectors, A vector, B vector and C vector. Okay, now let's add these 3 vectors. So 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 minus 3 is 0, right? And for J it is minus 1 minus 3 is minus 4, minus 4 plus 4 is 0 again. Then 1 minus 5 is minus 4, minus 4 plus 4 is 0 again. So the resultant vector, we have proved that it is 0. So I can say that if A plus B plus C is 0, I can say that these 3 sides, they form a triangle. We still haven't proved it's a right angle triangle, but if the 3 sides, the vector sum is equal to 0, then I can say that it forms the sides of a triangle. Now to prove that it forms the sides of the right angle triangle, what we have to do is any 2 sides. If I take the scalar product of the 2 sides, it must be equal to 0. So let's take A vector and B vector. So if I'm going to multiply the scalar product, what do I get? 2 into 1, 2, right? Plus minus 1 into minus 3 is, so here you get it as plus 3, minus 1 into minus 3 is plus 3, and then 1 into minus 5 is minus 5. So 1 into minus 5 here. So this is 0. So obviously, so if the scalar product of 2 vectors is 0, then we know that they form the sides of the angle between those 2 vectors is 90 degrees, right? So we have proved now that by proving that A vector plus B vector plus C vector is 0, we say that it forms the sides of the triangle. And by proving that the scalar dot product of the 2 vectors A and B is 0, we have proved that the angle between these two is 90 degrees. So obviously this is a right angle triangle. So this is a very easy sum for 6 marks.